first, the more that's discovered about the Matt Kean appointment, the more it looks like a sordid bit of political trickery. To start with, the Climate Change Authority is supposed to be the source of independent advice to government, not a partisan entity barracking for government policy. Now, say what you like about previous heads, such as former Reserve Bank Governor Bernie Fraser, former Business Council Chief Grant King. Well, they weren't political operatives that could be expected to do the government's bidding. But that's what Matt Kean is, paid his 30 pieces of silver by Labor. He's already dumped his previous support for nuclear power to now claim it would bankrupt Australia. Then there's the fact that cabinet appointments, as this one supposedly was, should be subject to due diligence over conflicts of interest. Now, having worked on cabinet appointments in the past, I know that the paperwork involved takes weeks. So the idea that Kean could announce his resignation from state parliament 1 week and be appointed to this new job days later suggests that none of the usual due diligence has been done. Then there's the fact that the current Climate Change Authority head wasn't due to leave until April next year when his 4-year term expired. It looks pretty clear what's happened. Maybe Chris Bowen's been thinking about Kean for some time for this job. There's a report today that they've been talking for over a month. But when Peter Dutton announced his nuclear commitments last week, the Energy Minister, Bowen and the Prime Minister obviously put their heads together to try and embarrass the opposition leader and humiliate the Liberal Party, as well as get a climate fanatic, now anti-nuclear climate fanatic, into this job. So they decided, let's fast-track Matt Kean as the Climate Change Authority head. Let's replace the pro-nuclear Grant King with the now reliably anti-nuclear Matt Kean. And then to get Grant King to go quietly and early, let's get our mates in New South Wales to appoint him to the board of Transgrid, the New South Wales electricity distribution network. Well, that's precisely what's happened. Makes it all look as dodgy as hell, doesn't it? Given the Greens are against the appointment of a former Liberal minister to do this job, if the coalition was smart, it would move to have a Senate committee look at this to expose the machinations with an inquiry. As I said last night, there's an obvious stitch up here that will turn out to be an own goal by the Albanese government, because all they've done is prove the point that I've been making for years and years, that Kean is a green in Liberal clothing, and now he's been exposed. But just like Labor appointing the disgraced Liberal Peter Slipper as Speaker to save Julia Gillard's government, Labor should not get away with discrediting the process of government again. And I might add, the Liberal Party in New South Wales, well, they should have the guts to now expel Kean. Or have they capitulated to the Greens as well?